Hi there, welcome to Artificial Superintelligence Alliance Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. If you're new to my sessions, here are the three key takeaways you can expect from the session. So let's start with the weekly chart of FET. And from the previous session, we know that FET has basically entered the spring, and last week it tried to escape this level but got rejected after it tested the yellow key level of 49 cents. Let me enlarge it so it's easier for you to see if you're on a mobile especially. So this week, it actually dropped below the orange key level where it closed above. So it managed to test the yellow, failed, got rejected, stayed above the orange key level of 34 cents. This week, it returned to between the red and orange key level. Sometimes it happens during a low point, like a spring period. You heard me, it's a period, right? It's not like one candle or two candles. Sometimes it can last for a few months. So this example back in 2022, it lasted from 2022 May or early June all the way till December. So half a year it was staying over there at that level. So this time, just 4 weeks, roughly 5 weeks into this area, I honestly don't want to see something like that back in 2022, but it can. And if that's the case, that means we are only 1/5 or 1/6 of the time that FET may be spending at around this level. Assuming the entire crypto market and macroeconomic environment remains uncertain. If all those uncertainties are cleared, then things will get better eventually. All right, that's probably the reason, part of the reason that long winter for crypto back in 2002, 2003. Okay, here. What to expect next? If it's prolonged, like staying within this period, that's the test that we have already put in here. So as of this moment, it's of a higher chance that it stays around the orange key level. Okay, my view hasn't changed as of this moment. This is the hope that it comes up to challenge at least the light blue key level of 80 cents. Best if it passes it, much like what happened back in mid-late July, and also during springtime, not the Wyckoff stage spring, our, well, I shouldn't say spring because in the southern hemisphere, it's not your springtime. So basically, April-May time, okay? Those two periods tested this range. So that's what we hope to see. But the sentiments and all the macro factors is still suppressing a lot of crypto for prolonged accumulation or testing. Okay, daily chart. What timing is it telling us then if there is any potential breakout chances? Here we see this kind of gradual decline trend and then suddenly quickly turn into where we are now. It looks like we are back to a real trend or the original kind of decline. This was much of an outlier because of, we all know, the October 10th incident or event. So after the automatic rally, I already mentioned there could be second test or spring. That's where the price actions are heading towards now. So it's seeking for a point to for the bulls and bears to agree where to stop. Between the red and orange key level, the price where it's pausing or taking a break at the moment, it's because there's an intermediate support or intermediate level. Okay, if the price is above, then it's a support. If the price is below, then is a resistance. So somewhere around 26 cents. Okay, this is where or why we are seeing a pause in the past few days, including today actually. So over here, this section last week or even 2 weeks ago, back in late October, and also where we are now. Okay, today, yesterday, and the day before, all have taken a pause around this intermediate level. So I hope it is where it is going to end, and the selling climax was actually on November 4th, but it's not set in stone yet, because we know selling climax may not be the lowest point in an accumulation cycle, and that the bottom of the long-term playground zone sits right there at around 6 cents. Okay, it's shocking. Where does this come from? This part. Okay, this happened back in July 2022 all the way to January 2023. That's this like 6 months period I mentioned in the beginning, that FET was hovering around that level back then. We don't hope to see that, but there's a chance. Let's say there's a slight chance of 20%, because what happened on October 10th did not bring the price down to the red key level of 19 cents. So it's only the beginning of this month we have tested even a lower level, but then it quickly reclimbed to above this this level that October 10th tested. So my thinking is more inclined to that this low or this red key level provides sufficient support for setting this selling climax, and the chance of testing lower may not be that likely unless there's something similar to the October 10th event, excuse me. Because at the left current level, if there's something like that event being announced that comes out of the news, it's going to drop deeper than the red key level, and that's when we'll see the spring. Okay, upside, that's what we hope to see. Retest of the yellow key level at around 49 cents of it, I guess. Yeah, 49 cents. And eventually afterwards, there may be a last point of support backup period before it launched to another distribution. But remember, always, that can't happen without the weekly chart going back to the distribution. Okay, so this is more important in the weekly, that it retests this light blue key level at least. For that to happen, what I mentioned in daily is just the starting point. The end goal, or the first goal, is to go back to this light blue key level. Alright, so that's all for FET for now. Thanks for joining me.